Hey, what's up? Phyllis Rambsy, Rambsy Law, Sips and Tips. I'm here today with the magnificent Alina Stout, and we are talking about facing your fears. All right, so today we are talking about facing fears, and some of you may know, some of you may not know that I just learned how to swim a few years ago. I was terrified of water. So one of the things that impressed me about the magnificent Alina Stout, who is our intern here at Rambsy Law, of course, she's intelligent, she's ambitious, she is so engaging, but she is also a competitive swimmer. And when I heard she was a swimmer, I really wanted to know all about that. And so we're having this conversation one day, and I'm trying to explain to her, this magnificent swimmer, why I was scared to swim. And I say to her, I'm really scared when I have to go underwater because I don't know what's under there. I feel like I have a loss of control. And she says to me, my favorite part is when I just dive under the water. So I don't know how you got that or how you got to that level, but who in their right mind likes going underwater? That's scary.
I told her that I love going under the water because it's the only time in the world that feels completely serene and like everything is at peace. You can't hear anything, and like it's that first dive in and you just are alone, like underwater, and it feels so calming to me. But yet, so I used to give swim lessons, and I was telling Phyllis that everyone seemed to have such a problem with this. It's like they didn't want to be alone in their head, like they didn't want to be in that like surrounding water part. Well, I've seen a lot of people like have that misconception that they feel like they don't trust themselves, and they think as soon as they get thrown into the water, even though maybe they have swam before, that they can't swim anymore. I think we talked about one of the instances with you. And so I think it's definitely just a mental aspect and just taking it slow, easing into it, and going from like the shallow end to the deep end, and it's really just a mental thing. And even when I'm racing, part of the piece that really holds me back is the mental aspect of it. And even though I know I prepared so much for like a certain meet, my head just like gets in the way of it. And so you have to trust the process and know that you've done it before, you can do it again. And if you don't, then that's okay. You just get back up and you try again. But you'll probably be able to do it.
Well, as the folks say, as the saints say, she preaching now, because she's talking about that first dive in, and that's what terrifies me. I mean, the fact of diving in, diving deep, and being in the quiet.
What would you recommend for someone that's like considering law or potentially looking into it and unsure about like taking that risk, like with law school being so difficult?
I actually use a swimming metaphor now for life, period. The practice of law, but life, period. Because you got to dive right in, but oftentimes you think you're drowning, but you're only in 3 feet of water.